Uh, Hi there, guys. This is a class project about the bet and the lamb to the slaughter. Both are murder mysteries, right? So, shoot script. So, here's the bet, as you can see. Um, I don't have the other packet because I have lost it. Um, so let's get right into it. All right. Each story has their mistakes and their different, basically, reading style. Land to the Slaughter is based around the 1950s, between the 1950s and the 70s. Now, as you might say, Daryl, how is it like that? Well, who knows? I don't make the story. So, let's actually start out with the bet first. The bet is about a banker. He has bet a young lawyer, a 21-year-old lawyer, to spend 15 years in solitary. Some of you might know what solitary means, so I'll explain it to you. Solitary is when basically alone in a room for a certain amount of years or months or days, maybe an hour. Um, so, but between it, in the middle of the story, it says, starts talking about how the lawyer is doing things, like how he's learning about different types of literature and reading different types of books and languages. He even knew over 600 languages, even a dead language that no one speaks to this day. More in the story. Alright? So, on the last day, he had to 5 hours to he completed the challenge for $2 million. Now the banker doesn't have that much money. He had spent all of it. All of it. Well, actually, most of it. So he had plotted a plan to murder the young lawyer before the ceremony, before he won. But he had left his cell 5 hours before 5 hours before he would have won. But it was between wisdom and solitary. Now, I'm thinking, well, why did he leave? Why shouldn't he have stayed? Well, from all the 15 years he's stayed there, he has been reading books. And I mean a lot of books. He gained wisdom, he read all the testaments, everything. Now let's move on to the next story, which I don't have. So, in the next 5-10 minutes, I'm actually gonna see where we're at. Okay. Oh, we're at 3 minutes. Oh, I mean, that's good. So, this Lamb of the Slaughter is an awesome story, especially on the 1950s, between the 50s and the 70s. It started off with a woman found out that her husband was cheating on her for 6 months with another woman. So she was going to cook dinner for him. So she grabbed a big piece of lamb. Now you're saying, oh, what's a woman going to do with a piece of frozen lamb? Well, she lifted it high up, struck him in the back of the head. He swayed side to side, and he began to do nothing. He was just silent. 4 to 5 seconds later, he fell backward and he was dead. So, as soon as that happened, she just started saying a bunch of stuff to convince anyone outside that she was going to the store. And as soon as she went to the store, and then she went back home, like any murderer would, for like an alibi. She called the police saying that her husband was dead and that she went to the store. And then the humorous part is, at the end, she had cooked the lamb and fed it to the police officers. Fed it to them. Alright. And that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe if you would like this video. And there will be more and new content coming up in the next 1 or 2 days. I got a trip coming up and a bunch of games I'm gonna play. Alright. Peace.